All right, welcome to the stream. My name is Noah Sakajian, and this is my co-host.
I'm John Hogrill.
And we're going to be commentating Greensboro senior final game. So, this is going to be the first time that seniors have been able to commentate a game. We both top cut this event, so hopefully our skill is adequate to commentate. And yeah, I hope you guys have fun.
Well, I actually made top 4. Noah only made top 8, but close enough.
He got me out. If I just had a bit more time, I would have gotten it, but you know, it's going to be fun. So let's look at the matchup. It's going to be Trevenant versus Zorogarb. If you had to put your money on someone, who would it be to win this game?
Well, I think definitely Tanner playing Zorogarb. I mean, I think it's pretty favored for the Zorog player. What do you think?
Yeah. The thing is I'm not sure if Tanner is playing a special charge, which could come into play.
Oh, yeah.
If Tanner runs out of DCEs and is forced to attack with Psychics, he might just be too slow. But we'll have to see. I've actually never watched this matchup.
Also, if Raymond gets a bunch of damage on Tanner's board, couldn't he just use Espeon EX to wipe his entire board full of Zoroarks?
Yeah, that's going to be the game plan. And going in, so we're going to see a start with Trubbish and Klefki for Tanner, and start for Raymond with Phantom. Very optimal start for Raymond.
Yep, it looks like he's going first.
Not an optimal start. Excuse me.
That's pretty bad for Raymond, but Tanner probably won't be able to attack on his first turn, so.
Right, unless we see some weird shenanigans. I don't know. Is Tanner playing Lunge? This could be. No, he's just playing the
TCG Masters Day 2.
Paralyze and Gaze Zoroas. So it shouldn't really. He shouldn't get dogged. But this is a really rough start for Raymond, for sure. Not what he wants to see.
Yep.
So we're gonna see some standard stuff.
Yes, Bridget, 2 Zoruras.
Yeah, in this matchup, Tanner's gonna want to stagger his bench, which means he doesn't want to just drop his entire bench, or else Raymond is gonna try a Silent Fear twice, and then use Espeon EX's attack to de-evolve all of Tanner's Zoroarks, and then Tanner will be left without a good attacker.
Yeah, smart planning by Tanner doing that.
Yeah. So we're gonna see a pass back to Raymond. Can't Raymond draw out of it?
When Tanner did not win round 1, they got fixed that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see an attach and just Ascension. Okay.
So this could just be a donk by Tanner.
Yeah. Raymond checking the prizes, just trying to see if anything important is prized. Probably checking E-Hammer, Faba, just things about that. And now we have the lists here. Tanner does play a special charge.
Okay.
I heard his list was very close to Noah Bujak's list, I believe, who had just gotten second at the last regional in Toronto.
Shaman for 2.
Decides to commit the DCE to Zorua. That's good. If Raymond has E-Hammer, he might be able to punish it, but Tanner recognizing that he needs to get an attachment down, so he might have to possibly retreat next turn.
Now let's see if Raymond can actually get anything else on his board.
We'll see an attachment.
Dimension Valley, perhaps?
Okay, he drew a treasure, so that'll either probably find a Lele or Marshadow, maybe? So we're going to see treasure, a rescue scarf. Pretty nice resource in this matchup, just being able to pick up Pokemon.
Attention, Pokemon players. You're ready to fire off.
Something to note is Rescue Scarf does pick up Dittos. So Ditto does not go to the Lost Zone once it is knocked out if it has a Scarf on it.
Alright, so you get the Lele. What do you think he's going to get from this? Bridget?
It depends on his hand. I couldn't get a clear shot.
I guess...
Maybe some kind of draw support?
I think that's Bridget.
Yeah. Raymond needs to get something going.
Actually, maybe it's a Juniper.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a Juniper. Weird glare. Do you think that the Trubbish having Tanner opting to play the 60 HP Trubbish is going to have relevance to this game?
Perhaps, I mean, just 2 Silent Fears and that's knocked out. Plus, with Espeon EX, that could actually matter a lot.
Right. Ooh.
Is that I assume that's a rescue scarf from the Lele.
Right.
And
that's unfortunate. He's down 3 scarves now. 1 in the discard, 2 on his Pokemon. And Lele, Tanner shouldn't really be targeting that up unless he's trying to Guzma to get a turn of items.
Oh, so we do have that enhanced hammer. Oh, and he does
Gets
get
a
to bench
Trubbish, or gets a
Phantom.
Phantom.
So, he's playing Mysterious Treasure. Do you think he's going to get a Trevenant break off of this?
Ooh, yeah. Apparently he does. That's interesting. I wonder what his plan is if this Trevenant gets knocked out. But
Yeah,
I don't think there's a way it does. Raymond playing very smart, playing to his outs. It's what separates the top players from the not top players, is just being able to think in advance, what can my opponent do to counteract my play? And we're just going to see a Silent Fear. Last turn, Tanner didn't get any Zoroarks out, which is very interesting. Shaman for 2. I don't think he played a draw supporter either.
If Tanner can't get more Zoroarks out, this could be very bad for him.
Yeah. Draw the Psychic Energy. I don't know how many items. He's checking the items on Raymond. Looks like 5 items.
Alright, Pokemon
Yeah.
players, we are still
So he
waiting to
could be
fire
trying
off
to
our Firewall
trash a
points,
lamp.
Irish Cannon number 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
that seems
We are
like
waiting for Neo-T.
seems what he's gonna do.
Alex.
Skype.
Going into this
Hello.
game, I think that
And
we thought Tanner was
Neo-T
favored,
out.
but it
Just
seems
Neo-T.
like Trevenant can just steal games. Item Lock is just so powerful and expanded.
there's like everything Trevenant can do, like N-to-1, enhanced hammer.
Right. Against Trevenant and with N in the format, you can't really win the game unless you have board state set up or get lucky on the N.
Yeah. Wait, is there actually any Zoroarks off of that?
It doesn't seem like it actually. Oh, something to note. He benched Klefki.
Yup.
Wait, why is there a pseudo in the Discord?
I think.
Oh, no, that's his
that-
bench. That's his bench.
Yeah, Skyfill.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Yeah, Skyfill.
Yeah, Tanner is not in the best position. If Raymond's able to set up his board, it's not looking great for Tanner. Because Raymond is going to be able to Silent Fear, 2 more Zoruas, and that Klefki is a huge part of the matchup. Him benching it was very risky, but he had to Shaman for extra cards.
Oh, it's colors for 8 here. Or how many colors does he? Plays 1 colors.
Very interesting.
Oh, Raymond actually plays the Dowsing Machine. That's
Right.
really interesting. I haven't seen very many Trevenant lists with Dowsing Machine.
Yeah, because Trevenant is kind of inconsistent at times. You're going to need to find computer search to get you out. But Raymond just going, it's okay. I'll win the games better if I have Dowsing Machine. Even if I dead draw, then, well, I guess I lose. All right, benching Lob. Gonna take a double knockout. What's interesting, Raymond could try to Tree Slam next turn to get a double knockout on the Klefki and the on the active Garb, which is Tanner's only attacker at this point. We do see him draw into Chorus. I don't know if that was in his hand.
Alright, Pokemon players, we only have 5 minutes left for registration on
See
the
the
Chaos
Chorus?
Tournament. We
Chorus
just
for
need
7.
4 more players for the Chaos Tournament. Please come over to side events if you're interested in playing an interesting format like Chaos. Only 4 more players needed to fire this off.
Chorusing for 7. Usually Chorus is getting you like, when you're playing Zoroark, getting you like around in the double digits, but Not benching a lot, so Silent Fear doesn't put in as much work. Well, there's the Zoroark. Would have wanted to see that earlier.
So I guess you'd say Raymond has a pretty commanding board position
For
right now.
sure. Ooh, Clef King, so
Clef
to
King.
stop that double knockout that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Smart.
We're gonna see a Trash Avalanche come out.
So knockout on the break.
Yeah. What's interesting to note, Raymond's only playing one Super Rod, so he's really relying on that, on his 4 Rescue Scarfs to make sure he can get back his trees line. Attaches Counter Energy. Or no, excuse me, Mystery. Raymond opting not to play Counter Energy.
Pokemon
Very
TCG
interesting.
and VG players
There's
that
the
are in the
Dazzle
main
Machine.
event.
Yeah.
If you have not picked up your prize support from the main event, we still have it available for you over
I
at
see
the
him
side
discard.
events table.
Debates
Once
the
again,
Counter
if
Catcher.
you have not picked up your prizing from the main event, both TCG
Counter
and
Catcher
VGC,
seems good.
please head over to the side events table.
Because it seems like Raymond's gonna try to race on press. And that Field Blower.
I guess the
TCG Cup
D-Valley
Seniors, your
back.
standings are on the table.
That's
the
pretty
check-in
big. Now he can
table.
use Tree Slam, which is...
TCG Cup
Oh, yeah.
Seniors, your standings are
I'm
on
not
the
sure how.
master table. You have
I mean,
5
how does
minutes
Tanner respond to
review
this? I
them
mean,
before they're final.
no Zaruras, no Trebushes.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Raymond's at 3 prizes remaining.
So we're gonna see
Looks
him
like
go Sky Return to save
Sky
that
Return.
Shaman. 2 prizes would put Raymond at 1 prize. And at that point, Tanner would probably just end up losing. We're gonna see a Wonder Tag come out. Could be trying... He's eyeing up the Colress right now. Trying to just grab a bunch of cards. Trying to find that Zoroark's. What would you do in Tanner's position?
I think exactly what he's doing, just getting the chorus. I don't see any really other options.
Right.
Has he already played his Bridget? I don't.
Yeah, he Bridgeted turn 1.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
only
he
playing
did.
1.
So, plus item lock makes it hard for him to get, makes it so he can't get it back with VS Seeker. So, yeah, I guess his chorus is what I would do in his position, even though it all seems pretty bad.
Right. An interesting thing that Tanner could do, if he was still trying to pursue this game, is try a Sky Return loop, go into 2 Shamans and just keep Sky Returning. While Raymond will be able to put damage onto the board, he can save the Shamans and keep using setup. We'll see what he decides to do. Raymond only having 2 trees on the field. He might have prized a few. Like Phantoms.
One interesting thing about Raymond's list, he plays Alolan Muck as well.
And,
This could be interesting.
yeah. that could
Plus
definitely
Alolan
be fun.
Grimer. Not every trainer list plays there.
It's interesting. The usually lists are playing a Ditto Prism, but
Yeah.
Raymond opting for a Grimer? Maybe the extra HP.
Or maybe worried about like opposing Alolan Mucks, trying to shut off your Ditto, but I mean, I would play a Ditto as opposed to a Grimer, but
Right. Also, it's treasurable, so you can Mysterious Treasure for that Alolan Grimer.
oh yeah, it's probably why.
You're gonna see a DCE come to that Zoroark, finally getting something set up, and Tanner can just
TCG
take this
Cup
game from
Senior,
behind.
JP Chin.
Yeah.
No,
Need
honestly.
your deck, please. TCG Cup Senior, JP Chin.
See a right is
You need your
beating,
deck.
and I think
Bring it
that's
to
the
national
yeah,
table.
that's the 4th scarf to go down. Technically, Raymond does have one on the Lele, but it shouldn't come into play.
It benches another Phantom. It evolves into the break. The Zork has 30 damage on it, right?
Right.
So
Could be trying to get that miraculous shine from Espeon EX. Benching a Phantom. Debating the mystery energy onto Phantom. The idea behind it being he won't be able to Silent Fear if Tanner gets another knockout, so he'd want to use Tree Slam. So we're going to see a Chorus. Usually the Trevenant deck is starting from behind, but right now Raymond's in the lead on prizes. So he can't really abuse cards like N and Ace Trainer, which would put Tanner at a low hand. And with only one trade in play, potentially just a bunch of items.
oh. Not sure exactly what's in Raymond's hand right now, but
Yeah.
looks like nothing important since he just goes for a Silent Fear.
Taking the knockout on the,
The Sudowoodo.
yeah. He could also be trying to go into a Wobbuffet and clean up a Lele for his last two prizes. Tanner's debating benching a Trubbish. He's actually playing one of the 70 HP. Something interesting that might come into play is Tanner is playing an Oricorio. And Oricorio puts a counter for every Pokemon in the discard. So if Trees usually benches, like has a lot of Pokemon in the discard in late game. So he could use that to snipe off a Phantom using Dimension Valley, so he doesn't have to waste an energy attachment to get a knockout.
I'm sure the reason he played that is because of all the Night March he thought would be popular after it winning Toronto.
Yeah.
But it's also good in this matchup.
See Treasure. He plays 2 Tapu Lele. Most of us are only playing 1 and a Marshadow. But Raymond just going aggressive. And yes, he's going for the play. Oh wait, how much damage is on that Lele? I think only 30. He must not have energy, so he's just gonna spread a bit more. Oh no, I think it was 60 on that Lele. Raymond just playing very patiently, understanding how much time he has left. He's at 2 prizes while Tanner has 4. This is very hard for him to come back from. Ooh, so something that can come into play since Tanner is playing Psychic Energies, we could see a Tapu Cure GX, and here it is.
Oh, yeah. That's a very interesting play, but
Right. Tanner knows his deck inside out, able to play to his outs.
also another thing, Tanner, I believe he just won Toronto with a Pikarom deck.
Yeah.
Sort of,
So we could see back-to-back regionals.
yeah.
Be quite impressive. So we're gonna see VS Seeker, Raymond debating what he wants to grab. That Lele has 90 on it. If Raymond can hit energy, he can go into just digging very deep. Almost his entire deck. Misses the energy. He's pretty content sitting here spreading, but he discarded a lot of resources, I believe. I think those are like at least 2 Dimension Valleys. So Raymond has a full bench, not able to bench that Espeon.
gets another Garbodor out. That's probably heading for a knockout now in Crash Lynch.
Just probably thinning a bunch of items from his deck.
Yep.
You see a propagation trade. Seems like Tanner has a lot of items in his hand. And his list seems quite item heavy, as most Zoroark lists are, playing very few draw supporters.
Looks like Tanner just scoops it up.
Wow,
Sees
alright.
the running on the draw.
Yeah, we're going into game 2 now. And what does Tanner need to do different? I think him missing Zoroark
Yeah,
was very big.
but I think that's just the reason why he lost. I think missing just not getting any Zoroark and then having all Zorus knocked out definitely hurt him a lot.
Also potentially saving Klefki for later. I think that was another thing. He probably expected to hit Garbodor so he could play a turn of items early game. But he can go Klefki onto Garbodor, since Klefki is not an item but acts as a tool. And then you can go Special Charge back potentially 2 DCEs to help just come back from the game.
Possibly in this next game we'll see an Espeon EX Miraculous Shine play, which would be interesting.
Right.
But Raymond just didn't need that in game 1. He just wiped out Tanner's board and that was it.
Yeah. I think Raymond played very well in game 1. What does he need to do in game 2? The games that Tanner is going to win, he'll most likely need to take 6 knockouts if Raymond doesn't have to bench any Lele's, like we had to see game 1. So he could just try to play, not slow play, but try and make this next game last as long as he can. Because if it goes to time... Alright, and we're going... Looks like they're set up, and we're going to see Raymond starting Phantup again, and Tanner starting Zorua.
I think optimal starting things.
For sure.
Would you?
I think that's just a raw Bridget. Just right off the bat. Seems like it. Debating the Klefki again. He could be trying to use Klefki early game so he can just get his setup. Depends how he decides to take his prizes, because you really have to plan out your prizes in this matchup. So we're gonna see an Ultra Ball, a lot better than his turn 1 last game, which didn't really consist of much but Bridget. Ultra Balling Guzma. It's an interesting discard, considering that will give him a turn of items and bring up like a Lele potentially. Via Seeker's the Guzma. Alright.
Well, he only plays 1 Guzma actually, so I mean we might not see that Guzma much for the rest of the game because of item lock.
He VS Seeker'd it.
Stops via. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, alright, we're gonna see an N. Raymond understanding that.
I mean,
Tanner.
sometimes these Trevenant decks they just end like turn 1 and then just don't get anything and lose.
Right. Again, we've talked about how trees is it can be very inconsistent, and Raymond deciding to play the dowsing.
But if he gets lucky, he'll see probably a few more Phantoms, maybe at least 1, and maybe a Dimension Valley.
Right. He'd like to evolve the one, use Ascension on the one that doesn't have an energy, so he can save it. Oh, Tanner could go off this turn, that'd just be it.
That's for the Custom Dice Grabber Expanded number 2.
I think I saw a Juniper in Tanner's hand.
Very similar to last game. Just had nothing but a normal Trevenant out. But this time Tanner looks like he might actually be able to stay on board.
Right.
or
Oh,
not.
well, we're just gonna see a pass.
Masters.
Just pretty
Your
much-
pairings are
Pretty
online.
big.
Pretty much a
And
complete
they're laid out on the
replay
table.
of
TCG
last game,
Cup Masters,
except
your
that
pairings are
Saru
online
is
and
in the
laid out
active
on the
instead
table.
of
We're
the
gonna see a Juniper or Sycamore.
Trubbish. I think I saw an Espeon in that hand.
Juniors, TCG Cup player Nathan Osterkatz.
He might
Please
not
come
even
to the
wanna
match
play.
tip table.
All right, benching the
Junior
Lele to
TCG
make
Cup
sure
player
that if
Nathan
Tanner goes off next
Osterkatz.
turn.
I mean, Tanner wasn't able to get any Zoroarks out, just like last game. This
Right,
could be another wipe by Raymond.
right. He has the 70 HP Trubbish out. This will make a difference because it will take 3 Silent Fears to knock out the Trubbish.
For sure.
If Tanner can draw into a Garbotoxin, how many does he play? Opting the one Garbotoxin. So we're gonna have to see about that. Sometimes Trevenant just ends you when you draw into a whole hand of items, and it seems like that's what's happening to Tanner right now. See a DCE in his hand. Maybe going for Paralyzing Gaze?
Paralyzing Gaze is like you flip a coin if heads they're paralyzed, right?
Right. So, this seems like his best option. Raymond having a good amount of cards in hand, but does he have Guzma is the question. Does he have heads? Ooh.
Okay.
Raymond might not be able to Silent Fear. See a Dowsing Machine. If that was Computer Search, he could find Guzma with that.
This might give Tanner some good comeback potential.
Right. Stalling for a turn at least.
That's why you play the Paralyzing Gaze Zoroark.
Mm-hmm. Benching Espeon. Very interesting.
Yep.
Usually you want that to come out like as a surprise faction because it just
Possibly to get more off Colress, I
right.
think.
Yeah, no, he has to, and also thinning the mystery energy. Raymond needs to hit a what's it called? A Phantom. All right, there it
Okay.
is. At least one. And a pass. If Tanner can draw into something,
If he gets some Zoroark,
I'm gonna see a
very good
Ditto. Paralyzing
Again.
Gaze.
Oh, tails.
That's big.
That's bad. That's really bad for Tanner.
He was able to bench a Ditto, so he might have option to Zoroark next turn, but it's looking pretty grim.
Yes, still a possibility, but
It's interesting. What do you think Raymond's gonna try to grab? Another Lele?
these 2 Lele's come into effect both games.
Right.
TCG Cup seniors, Evan Smith and Akarian
Double checking
Cosmo,
what
please come
Klefki
to the deck
does.
check area. Evan Smith and Akarian Cosmo to the deck check area.
Debating Guzma, yeah. He's gonna try to stick something in the active. So Tanner won't be able to promote Ditto and potentially
Do
talk.
you happen to know how much retreat the Klefki has?
I believe it's 1. But that's 1 energy attachment, and since
Yeah.
Tanner doesn't have access to float stones, Guzma's his only out. Drawing the card. Draws into the Guzma. So this could be potentially a big turn for him.
Does the bench Trubbish have 60 damage?
Yes. So 1 Silent Fear will
Attention
wipe
football
off the
players, we are
entire
ready to
board.
fire off
Yeah.
Guzma Promo Grabbers Expanded number 7. That is Guzma Promo Grabbers Expanded number
awful
7.
for
Please head to the
Tanner.
side
We're gonna
of
see the
table at
Guzma
this
on
time.
the
That's
top of
Guzma
Lele.
Promo Grabbers Expanded number 7.
Now he gets to have
Side of
items.
this table at this time. Thank you.
Okay.
You can see
Okay.
Hypnotoxic Laser trying to stick the use the sleep flip to stick the Lele in the active. It's off camera. It
Oh.
seems like it was a heads. Laser has a 25% chance of just sticking one of your opponent's Pokemon in the active. Because they need to flip tails as well. You're going to see Klefki be attached to the Trubbish. Special charges the energy back. Interesting he's using the Klefki. Because another Silent Fear will end up knocking it out. Trying to deny Raymond prizes. And that's a pass. And gets ahead. So this is huge.
Awful for Tanner.
Oh. Not even to be able to go off with items.
His entire series is drawing so badly.
Yeah.
It's not how he wants his finals match to go.
You can see the defeat in his actions. Like, he just throws the card up.
TCG Cup Seniors Top 8. Please
Knocks out the
report
Ditto.
to the match slip area
Oh, Tree Slam.
to start your matches.
Ooh.
Trees?
All
I like
TCG
that.
Top 8 Seniors, please.
And scoops it up, and that's going to be it.
And Tanner is denied a back-to-back regional finish, and Raymond Long is your 2019 Greensboro regional champion playing Trevenant.
Yeah, Trevenant just has that ability to just lock you out of the game, and it's really hard to come back from item lock, especially if you aren't able to thin well. And Tanner just wasn't really getting a very optimal turn one. Any closing thoughts?
I mean, not really.
We'll be right back with player interviews.